All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Marie Radigan, and I serve as the third vice president for the Tallahassee branch NAACP. And I want to welcome you all to the 2024 Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative breakfast. We will now have an invocation by Pastor Quincy Griffin from Family Worship and Praise Center, followed by the presentation of colors by JROTC.
Good morning. Good morning. Let us bow our heads and pray. God, first and foremost, we honor you for the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lord, we are thankful for his many contributions to the freedoms and liberties we experience today, but we are also convicted and ever compelled to keep the legacy alive. So today we have among us the next generation who you have empowered and anointed to carry the mantle and continue the fight for civil rights and a true love for mankind. So Lord, I ask during this program, allow a deeper awareness to come upon these students. Let them know that with you, anything is possible. Let them know that you are the same God that stood with Dr. King and got results. And you are the same God who will stand with them and make a difference in the schools, with their friends, and even the obstacles and oppositions they may have to face. With you, they will always have the victory. So Lord, we ask that you bless the ceremony, bless the NAACP, the visionaries and the organizers, and let this be a blessed occasion because you are with us. It's in your son Jesus' name we pray. Let everybody say amen. Amen. Amen.
Are they ready? Please stand if you are not standing already.
Been asked to lead the pledge. So you'll say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Now we will remain standing for the Negro National Anthem by Adrion, Milton. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause, please? Perfect. Now you may take your seats. We will have the welcome by Zhang, the student school board member, followed by Alexis Dumerjean, the FAMU NAACP president.
Good morning. All right, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 Martin Luther King Commemorative Dreamers and Doers Breakfast. My name is Zhang, and I am a senior at Lawton Childs High School. This year, I have the honor to serve as the student representative of the Leon County School Board. Each of us here, regardless of race, ethnicity, or background, has been empowered by the work and leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I believe it is fitting on Martin Luther King weekend that I share with you a piece of history impacted by Dr. King. In the late 1950s, Dr. King and 1,000 people congregated at the Bethel Missionary Baptist Church here in Tallahassee. Amidst civil rights efforts like the Tallahassee bus boycott, Reverend C.K. Steele and numerous student leaders encountered egregious animosity. In Dr. King's own words, you can expect scars, jail, to be called names, to lose jobs, and even death. But despite the abhorrent harassment and violence the student faced, Dr. King proclaimed to not give into the hatred of so many, to not lose sight of the issue at hand. He believed nonviolence and forgiveness were the key to real change, a change in one's conscience and morality. In peaceful defiance of widespread hatred, the values of compassion, love, and kindness that Dr. King perpetuated through his every action, speech, and word have changed America and our community here in Leon County forever. As we students come together to celebrate and honor the life of Dr. King, I see his legacy reflected in the students at our schools every day. Today, those students of all ages from every school will be recognized for the MLK Positive Dreamer and Doer Award. To the dreamers and doers that are anxiously waiting to be honored later this morning, I want to tell you that I am so proud of you, and I'm inspired by the leadership you show in and out of school. Dr. King's words still ring true today as our current world runs rampant with polarization, hatred, and negativity. But I am confident that you will continue to advance Dr. King's values and promote a world of positivity. As you develop into becoming empathetic and resilient change makers, I encourage all of you to continue helping others with unequivocal dignity, to continue standing up for what you believe in, and to continue building upon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Alexis Dumerjean, the FAMU president of the NAACP. Today, I will be recognizing our corporate sponsors for this event. However, I would like to take a moment to recognize some of our dignitaries in the room. Will you please stand and be recognized as I call your names? State Representative Allison Tain, Judge Barbara Hobbs, the Honorable Caroline Cummings, Chair of the County Commission, Leon County Commissioner Rick Minor, Mayor John Daly, Mayor Pro Tem Curtis Richardson, Commissioner Jack Porter, Commissioner Jeremy Matlow, Commissioner Diane Williams Cox, and City Manager Reese Goad. Our State Attorney, Jack Campbell, our Public Defender and guest speaker, Attorney Jessica Yeary, Sheriff Walt McNeil, Chief Lawrence Revel, Fire Chief Gene Sanders, my president, Dr. Larry and Ms. Robertson of Florida A&M University, our MPHC president, Ms. Kimberly Berry. We appreciate your partnership. Last, if there are any other dignitaries that I may have missed, please stand at this time and be recognized. Next, would all of our state, county, and city elected officials please stand and be recognized at this time? On behalf of the NAACP and Leon County Schools, we would thank you for being here on this morning. Last, this event would not be possible without the help of our corporate sponsors. Please stand if you are in attendance today. Elder Care Services of Tallahassee, Representative Allison Taint and the Allison Taint for Florida State House District 9 campaign, Jacqueline Porter for Tallahassee City Commission Seat 1 campaign, the late Dr. Charles Evans and the Evans family, Louis Dilbert for Tallahassee City Commission Seat 1 campaign, Dot Inman Johnson for City Commission Seat 2 campaign, Leon County Board of County Commissioners, Jocelyn Fligler and Elder Care of the Big Bend, Judge Errol H. and Dr. Patricia Powell, the law offices of Larry K. White, Leon County Sheriff's Office, the City of Tallahassee, Akbar Thomas Law Firm, Self-Help Credit Union, the Walker Firm, Parks Law, and Comcast. Thank you.
Now we will have greetings from the president of the Tallahassee branch NAACP, Mutaqee Akbar.
Good morning, good morning. Are you all awake yet? I know it's pretty early, so good morning. I just want to bring greetings just briefly from the Tallahassee branch of the NAACP. This is one of the most important programs that we do every year, and it's important because we get the opportunity to celebrate our future. The young ladies and young men that set themselves apart in their school, that live by the ideals and the principles that Dr. Martin Luther King had and that he spoke about, and understanding also that although we do celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King now in 2024, there was a time that he was not celebrated. There was a time that he was not a hero. There was a time that he was looked down upon because he was speaking out against injustices and those things that a lot of people thought was the norm. And he saw what people thought was the norm or should have been the norm as something that was wrong and something that our future shouldn't see, and he spoke out against it. And I think as we move into our future, as we move into this new year, election year especially, we have to understand that we stand on the shoulders of people like Dr. Martin Luther King, who stood up and spoke out even when it wasn't popular. So the things that you all are doing as our youth, even when it's not popular, it's important. And we're here to celebrate you all. So thank you all for being here. As we move on into the program, I do want to recognize our Leon County School Board members. I know that they weren't acknowledged, so if you can stand up, our Leon County School Board members, if you're present. Thank you all for being here. And I also want to acknowledge all of our school principals, all of the principals, if you all can stand up, principals and vice principals, if you are here. Wow. Thank you all for being here. And last and certainly not least, any teachers that are here, you all are very important. Any teachers that are here as well, if you all can stand up. Let's give you all a round of applause. And as I look in this crowd and I see the diversity and I see our community really coming together. My son is at Brownsville Preparatory. He's a 6-year-old, he's 6, and he has a speech on Monday that he's going to do for the city's celebration at Cascade. So I'm going to steal his portion of the speech because I think it really speaks out to what I'm seeing. It says, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects us all indirectly." And those are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. So in saying that, I want to bring up our school board chair, Rosanne Wood, as well as Hanna, our superintendent of Leon County Schools. Thank you.
I have to thank Attorney Akbar for recognizing the school board members. I would not have heard the end of that one. But I would like to recognize them by name. I have our amazing school board chair, Rosanne Wood, standing to my left, your right. The one and only Darrell Jones from District 3. And our newest school board member, Dr. Marcus Nicholas, as well as Lori Lawson-Cox. So how about a round of applause for our school board members? And one more time, I would like for our school administrators and our teachers, please stand up. Let's really give them a round of applause. Yeah. They are the ones day in and day out are doing the Lord's work with our children, and we are so very, very appreciative of that. It is early, but you guys look amazing. So how about giving yourselves a round of applause this morning? Rosanne and I are going to yield our time. You'll find out in just a minute. I'm sure you're really glad that I'm going to yield my time because I can get long-winded sometimes. But before we do yield our time, there are a couple of recognitions I have to make. This morning at 4:30 a.m., I received a text message from my deputy school superintendent, Dr. Michelle Gale, to make sure, one, that I was going to be on time, and two, to remind me of the format for today's event. Dr. Gale, working with the NAACP and Abner and a number of, and Mutaqee and a number of other people, are responsible for putting on this wonderful community event that we celebrate each and every year. So Dr. Gale is standing in the back. How about a round of applause for my Wonder Woman, my work wife, Dr. Michelle Gale and her amazing team. And then finally, before Rosanne introduce our special guest, last year we made the announcement that along with celebrating Dr. King's legacy with our dreamers and doers and the amazing young people that we are going to recognize a little later this morning, we also wanted to honor and recognize two very special ladies that were responsible for starting this program many years ago. And so last year we made the announcement that for all of our elementary school students that are here this morning that will be recognized for their amazing work in our elementary schools, they will be named in honor of Dr. Melinda Jackson James, who is here this morning. Please stand up. Who has been an icon with Leon County Schools for many, many years in support of our NAS Honor Society. And then for our secondary students, a woman who continued the legacy after Dr. James retired is the one and only Dr. Kathleen Rogers. So Dr. Rogers, if you please stand. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Rosanne. It's an honor for me to be here this morning. This is one of the events that makes our community so very, very special, that we all come together to pay tribute to a very special man and to pay tribute and honor to the leaders here in our community as we continue to work together to do great things here in Tallahassee and Leon County, and most importantly, to recognize the young people, the future leaders of tomorrow. So with that, I'll deliver the flowers down to our special guest, and Rosanne, if you would, bring up our guest speaker. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Before I bring up our guest speaker, I just want to tell you the story of how this happened. So, the superintendent and I, along with my school board members, were at the MLK celebration, which was sponsored by the MLK Foundation and the NAACP, at the county rotunda, the county commission rotunda, and where we had, I call Brother Darrell Jones, gave us a rousing speech. Many of you were there. But right before Brother Jones spoke, there was this young woman who spoke. And we were like, oh my goodness, you know what? We have a 7-minute history lesson coming to us. And we just said, forget our speeches. We want the young people to hear this young woman because she embodies what we want all of you young people to become, which is a spokesperson for history, a spokesperson for life, a spokesperson for going forward. So the superintendent and I are yielding our time because we want you to hear this young woman. I'm going to tell her just a little bit. Her name is Sky Proud. Never was a name better suited to someone. She's a 4th grade student at Pineview Elementary School. In her spare time, she enjoys listening to old school rap music, reading, and practicing her math facts. And most recently, she was a finalist in their school's Tropicana speech contest, where she enlightened her audience with facts about her favorite rapper, Queen Latifah. She is also a youth ambassador for the Florida Civil Rights Museum. And so, especially young people, I want you to listen to this, and I want to remind you of something that Dr. King said. The moral arc of history is long. The moral arc of history, think about that, is long, but it bends toward what? Justice. And this young woman is going to talk to us about that moral arc of history right now. So may I proudly introduce Sky, come on up. Sky Proud.
Stand on a chair.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Before I begin, I would like to thank our superintendent, Mr. Rocky Hanna, school board chair, Ms. Rosanne Wood, and my principal, Ms. Connell, for inviting me to participate in today's program. Please be patient. My speech is a bit long. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a courageous and tireless advocate for civil rights in America. He fought for justice and equality for all people. He fought to make Black voices heard amidst racism, oppression, and violence across this country. He faced continuous personal threats, harassment, and arrest before an assassin's bullet took his life, but not his legacy. Among his many accomplishments, Dr. King oversaw the Montgomery bus boycott, organized nonviolent protests in Alabama, led the March on Washington, won the Nobel Peace Prize, helped organize 2 Selma to Montgomery marches for Black voter rights, and highlighted racial injustice everywhere he could while advocating for nonviolent protests. We all know that Dr. King lost his life on April 4th, 1968, after he was assassinated on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. He had gone to Memphis to lend support to black sanitation workers who were protesting low wages and miserable working conditions. They were fighting for equal rights. What some people may not know, especially young people my age, is that Dr. King spent time in Florida with our local civil rights icons, Reverend C.K. Steele and family, Reverend Daniel Speed, Miss Laura Dixie and her husband Samuel Dixie and Sr., other members of our local Civic Council. Florida was a hotbed for inequality and racial violence against black people. Our state had the highest number of lynchings per capita during the first half of the 20th century. Mobs of white men attacked, burned, and devastated black communities in Ocoee and Rosewood. Carver Village in Miami was bombed in 1951, and Harry and Harriet Moore were killed in a bombing on Christmas Day in Mims, Florida that same year. Jim Crow laws prevailed along with discriminatory housing in sundown towns where black people could work inside city limits but had to leave before nightfall. Over the years, Dr. King led and helped develop civil rights activists or foot soldiers of the movement all over the state of Florida. Marches and protests for civil rights and sit-ins at whites-only restaurants, businesses, and swimming pools and beaches increased and began receiving national attention. As we honor and salute the men whose courageous actions led to historic civil rights changes in our state, it is important for all of us to know how he effected change in Leon County and Tallahassee. It was here where Dr. King's own movement was energized by courageous actions taken by students from Florida A&M University and Florida State University. It was here where two FAMU students, Wilhelmina Jakes and Carrie Patterson, refused to give up their seats to right passengers in 1956. It was here where two sisters, Priscilla and Patricia Stevens, created a Tallahassee chapter of Congress of Racial Equality, CORE, at FAMU, where they taught other students the strategies of nonviolence, such as going limp at a time of an arrest. It was here where the first lunch counter protest led by the Stevens sisters occurred on February 13, 1960 at the whites-only lunch counter at Woolworth's in downtown Tallahassee. It was here where the Stevens sisters and other supporters were arrested at Woolworth's on February 20, 1960. They refused to pay their fines and stay in jail for 49 days. It was here where the jail protesters introduced the Dare Not Bail strategy, which drew national attention. It was here where the protest inspired a letter of encouragement from Dr. King, who sent the letter to his comrade, Reverend C.K. Steele, pastor of Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. It was here where Dr. King gave a speech at Bethel Baptist in 1964 to kick off a 3-day civil rights workshop with the giants in the field attending. It is here where I stand on this stage at 9 years of age, a descendant of slaves, to give praise in so many ways to the greatest black leader in American history, whose legacy will live on forever and always, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am sky proud. I am a 8th generation Leon County native. I am a youth ambassador for the Florida Civil Rights Museum. Thank you for allowing me to share with you how important Tallahassee was in Dr. King's civil rights efforts for equality for black people and all people.
How about another round of applause for Sky Proud? So we have a medal for Sky and also some beautiful flowers. Public Defender Yeary, I hate to follow that, to be quite honest with you. But again, Sky is absolutely amazing, and we thought it best that we yield our time as elected officials to talk about what's really important, and that's the words that she shared with us this morning. So one more time, Sky Proud.
I'm just going to say one thing, and that is some people think that we shouldn't learn history because it might make us feel uncomfortable. And I just want to say that the good thing about feeling uncomfortable is it makes you move. And so I think it's good to feel uncomfortable, especially when you hear something like that. So let's embrace feeling uncomfortable. Let's teach history. Thank you.
Whew, that was good. That was really good. And as a young person myself, man, I'm feeling motivated. It is here. The time is now. There is no longer time to be complacent. Our history, Black history, is American history. And with that being said, we will now have a musical selection by the one and only Detroitlive, followed by Mia Nicholson, president of the FSU chapter of the NAACP, to give an introduction to our guest speaker.
Good morning, Leon County. Great morning. Happy Friday. Congratulations to these students. Let's give them all a round of applause. I was born by the river in a tent. Oh, just like the river I'm running ever since. It's been long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there, beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. When I go to a movie, when I go somebody keep telling me no, I can't
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Nicholson, president of the Florida State University chapter of the NAACP, and I am delighted to present our guest speaker this morning. Jessica J. Yeary is the public defender for Florida's 2nd Judicial Circuit, encompassing Jefferson, Leon, Gadsden, Franklin, Wakulla, and Liberty counties. First elected to a 4-year term in 2020, Attorney Yeary serves all individuals accused of a crime who cannot otherwise afford private counsel. A veteran litigator with over a decade of experience in the courtroom, Mrs. Yeary has argued some of the most high-profile cases in the circuit and provided quality criminal defense to everyone in need of representation. She is board certified in criminal trial law and is the former president of the Tallahassee chapter of the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. Attorney Yeary lives in Tallahassee with her husband, Attorney Ryan Yeary, and her 2 sons. I present to some and introduce to others none other than our public defender, the Honorable Jessica Yeary.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. It is absolutely impossible to follow Ms. Sky, but I will tell her this right now. You go to law school, you've got a job in my office immediately. We are hiring, join our fight, go to law school, and you've got a job. Don't even stress that part because we want you on the team. Thank you so much for having me this morning, and I want to first start by thanking the NAACP. And Mutaqee doesn't know I'm going to do this, but Mutaqee is oftentimes the first person that I call when I walk out of court. He is oftentimes the one that I say, you're not going to believe what just happened, and let me tell you what we're seeing in court every single day in our circuit. And he is always the one that is always willing to show up for us and to help the public defenders when we need help. And so I just wanted to acknowledge Mutaqee Akbar and thank him. He was an assistant public defender when he started his career, so remember that too. I'm going to try and get him back also one day, I'm sure. I also wanted to acknowledge our school board, our teachers, Rocky Hanna and his team. I'm the proud mama bear to 2 Leon County school boys. I saw Ms. Keltner and Tony earlier. I hope the boys are on their way to school. Dad's in charge, so we'll see. But the work that you do every single day in our schools is life-changing. There's no other way to say it. Our educators are the frontline workers in preparing this next generation for the world and for giving us hope every single day that we can do better. So thank you for all that you do. So when Adner called and said, I would like you to talk about justice for all, and acknowledging Dr. King and his legacy and what justice for all means. And for us in the courtrooms, justice for all means not only equal access to the courts, but also equity and fairness and having our clients and their families being treated the same as those that have privilege and have power in the system. No matter their race, their gender, their financial status, we want to ensure that everyone is treated fairly under law, and that is our mission every single day as public defenders. I proudly serve as your public defender in the Second Circuit, but prior to this position, that's what I did. We call him a line lawyer. I was in the courtroom every single day with numerous cases and numerous clients fighting to ensure that people saw my clients for more than a booking photo and more than an arrest record, for the people that they are, deserving of redemption in this system. I tell students when I explain, we've all heard of our Miranda warnings. You have the right to remain silent. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. That's us, and we are proud to do this work every single day. When someone's arrested, when they cannot afford to hire a private lawyer, we show up ready to defend them against a system that Brian Stephen often says treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. When we talk about Dr. King and his work and his legacy, remember that he was routinely arrested. Protesters with him were arrested and beaten and prosecuted for speaking out against injustice. And while his work was being done in our streets, in our churches, in our communities, in our schools, there was work being done in courtrooms too. by incredible lawyers that were fighting for civil rights alongside Dr. King and trying to ensure that the law caught up to what we know needed to happen. It was during this time, the civil rights movement, that public defenders were born, fighting side by side with incredible lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and the Legal Defense Fund, those people who were not afraid to jump in and defend someone who needed help. And I want to give a little historical context to this. Think about this. Prior to 1963, if you were arrested and charged with a crime and you could not afford a lawyer, you were on your own. You had to represent yourself against a system of power and privilege and prosecutors and judges who knew the law when you didn't, and you had no one there standing next to you fighting. It was Gideon v. Wainwright, thankfully, that changed that, and our lawyers and our office was born in 1963. It was just the 60th anniversary, that thankfully changed the way that our lawyers could fight every single day in courtrooms across the country. I've already mentioned Sky's got a job, but to all of our students out there, go to law school, join our fight. I can assure you that it's worthy work. Public defenders represent the vast majority of people in the criminal legal system. I give this example, I think of the sheriff's office. We were looking at the booking report, right? Of this morning, let's say there's 20 people on first appearance that are arrested. Our lawyers will be appointed to represent the majority of them. When we talk about criminal justice reform and we talk about seeking and changing injustice across the country, it's public defenders that are doing that work. While we've made great strides since the civil rights movement and the beginning of Dr. King's work, the reality is that we still see injustice in our courtrooms every single day. We have a front row seat to problematic police practices, to harsh sentences and minimum mandatories, to jail and prison abuses and violence that happens in incarceration. While we saw voting disenfranchisement and poll taxes, now we have arrests for violations of Amendment 4. We used to see Jim Crow laws, now we have minimum mandatories that give the judges no discretion and sentence people to harsh sentences in our jails and prisons. The continuous criminalization of poverty and homelessness and things that we should be fixing as a society in our community and not arresting for. As we sit here today in 2024, I need you all to remember the reality that the United States is the leader in mass incarceration, okay? The biggest injustice we are faced with now is that this country locks up more people at a higher rate and disproportionately poor and Black minority people than any other country in this world. We spend $182 billion a year to incarcerate people, right? When we compare this to the early 70s, 360,000 people were incarcerated. So we have, raise that to mass incarceration levels now that affect people and break up families and affect lives. And let me clarify this too. These stats and these rates do not come from increases in crime. They come from misguided changes in sentencing laws and policies and things that happen at the Capitol that have a real effect on people's lives. But I don't want to be deterred. Right? People ask me all the time, how do you show up every day, Jessica? How do you show up into court every single day when you know the deck is stacked against you and your clients, when you know the system is set up to be difficult for those that are accused and arrested? And it's because of dreamers and doers. It's because of young people that continue to show up every single day and give me hope. It's because every time I talk to a law school or law student or encourage Sky and her friends to come to law school, I know that there's more people behind us willing to fight the good fight. For us in the courtroom, with attorneys that help us every single day, not just for the wealthy or the privileged, but for everyone. We are freedom fighters, we are fighting, and we are proud of the work that public defenders are doing across this country. Justice for all means challenging unaffordable bail, making sure that our clients don't sit in jail just because they can't afford a bond that is way too high for them to afford. We file those motions all of the time. Justice for all means that we are litigating cases extensively. We are watching body-worn camera. We are reviewing police practices, and we are not afraid to call it out when we see it, okay? For us, justice for all means advocating for our clients to receive treatment and support instead of incarceration, ensuring that they have community resources to address the issues. Most importantly for me, justice for all means treating children as children. When I did my first day of my internship in law school at the public defender's office in St. Pete, we walked into the juvenile detention center. And the juvenile detention center is a fancy way for saying kid jail. On the first day we walked in, I walked into that room and I saw a 12-year-old boy sitting at a school desk, and he was shackled to it. He was shackled at his hands and his waist and his feet. And to me, witnessing the adults in the room walk around him as if this was normal, as if this was okay, to me solidified that I would spend the rest of my professional career fighting against injustice like that. And we cannot be a just society that continues to incarcerate children. We have to stop the school to prison pipeline. We have to stop criminalizing children's behavior. We have to acknowledge the brutality and trauma of incarceration. And I will say this very clearly, we have to stop charging children as adults. There's no greater joy for me than when I'm at Publix or Walmart and I see someone that I've represented and they tell me, Miss Jessica, I just got this job. Or Miss Jessica, we're having a baby. Or I just got this promotion. We have to be a society that continues to give people a second chance. We have to encourage redemption. We have to stop labeling people. That is not justice. You are so much more than a convicted felon. You are so much more than an offender or an inmate or whatever label society wants to put on you. We have to be a community that continues to give people second chances. We've had so many Dr. King quotes this morning, and I want to end with a couple. When the system, the oppressors, want us to just go along to get along, right? When we become a system that is more focused on processing cases than individualized determinations for people that have been affected by the system. When people say, Jessica, you got to move cases, I'm not worried about moving cases. I am worried about defending people and ensuring that they are treated fairly and that their rights are protected and that they have due process when they enter the courtroom. I can assure you that we will be there on the front lines, zealously defending our clients with every tool that we have. We know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Dr. King wrote that in a jail cell, in his letter from a Birmingham jail, after having been arrested for his participation in nonviolent protests and demonstrations. His work, his legacy, had an inside view to the criminal legal system. And while I do hope that we are making change, there is so much more to do. So much. When the days are hard, when I talk to mothers and I stand next to mothers who have their sons taken away to prison, when I talk to my clients, children that I go visit in jail, and when I leave court, often calling Mutaqee, and wishing that the prosecutors and the people would see our clients for more than that booking photo and for who they truly are. It's because of morning like this and students like you all that I'm able to do it. It's because you all are the best and the brightest and a new generation that is committed to equality and fairness and justice. And I know that Dr. King's legacy will continue to make change in our communities because of you all. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. We have to keep showing up, speaking out, getting into good trouble, as Judge Oshnafi Richardson always reminds me, getting into good trouble, even when the stakes are high, even when the people in power tell you to sit down, okay? You have to stand up, and the time is always right to do what is right. It is this hope, this infinite hope that drives the work that we do in the public defender's office every single day. It is this infinite hope that brought us all together this morning. It is this infinite hope that will carry us forward into a future that truly is more just for all. It is this infinite hope that the policies and laws behind cages and incarceration will change, and the laws of mass incarceration will go to the wayside. We will be a community that is replaced with restorative justice and with healing and with community. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And as we leave this morning and head into a weekend full of celebrations of Dr. King and his legacy and a new year full of hope, I hope that you all carry a little public defender spirit within you. I hope that you continue to stand up and speak out against injustice. And I hope that you all continue to fight this good fight of equal justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for those words. And as a former public defender, I can let everybody know that the public defenders are, I hate to say it, but like the most hated people in the courthouse. So I say that only to say that you have to have a passion to do exactly what she was saying. Fight for every single person, no matter what their charges are, no matter how much money they make, no matter what community they come from. Every single person that walks inside of that courthouse deserves representation. And this public defender's office, I can tell you, they fight. They really, really fight to represent their clients and everybody that walks in the door. And it's the basis, like she said, this idea of justice for all, this idea that everybody deserves representation, and this idea also that it could be any one of us at any given time that walks into that courthouse, and you deserve that zealous representation, and this office does that, and your words express that this morning. I hope everybody took the message away from that this morning. So we just want to give you a small token of our appreciation for being here at 7 o'clock in the morning to give those words. It reads, Jessica J. Yeary, Esquire, Public Defender, 2nd Judicial Circuit. Thank you for serving as our 2024 NAACP and Leon County Schools MLK Speaker, Mutaqee Akbar, President, Tallahassee Branch NAACP, and Rocky Hanna, Superintendent, Leon County Schools.
Thank you very much.
My bad.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Can we get one more round of applause, please? Awesome. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. At this time, we will have, at this time, we will now have recognitions of Dr. Melinda Jackson James, Dreamers and Doers Elementary School by Anicia Robinson, Director of Elementary School, followed by recognitions of Dr. Kathleen Rogers, Dreamers and Doers Middle and High School, and special sites by Rod McQueen, Division Director.
Good morning. So at this time, we are going to call up all of our elementary school students that are being honored today, as well as your administrators that have joined you. So please line up here, and we will have everybody called by school order, alphabetical order. And our Dreamers and Doers, please make sure you bring your certificate with you so it can be a part of the photos. I'll give you a moment. We're going to get started. And we'll have everyone line up. And our first school will be Appalachia. So all of our elementary school dreamers and doers, administrators, please join your scholars. And make sure you bring your certificates. And Ms. Cummings, can you please join us up front too for our photos? All right, and we will begin. Our first school, Appalachia Tapestry Magnet School of the Arts. Our Dreamers and Doers, Landon Bruce and Romeo Blake. From Astoria Park Elementary School, Zayden Lamount, Honesty Davis. And from Bond Elementary School, Kai Floyd and Bailey Harris. Buck Lake Elementary School, Annika Pashumarthy, Jonathan Sims. Canopy Oaks Elementary School, Amila Maxey, Frederick Larkin. Chairs Elementary School, Zipporah Mathis, Josiah Williams.
Jack Campbell.
And can we also have State Attorney Jack Campbell come on up and join us as well? Right. And from J. Michael Conley Elementary School, Chloe Johnson, Samaj James. From DeSoto Trail Elementary School, Jahan Jarawala and Catherine Nguyen. From Fort Braden K-8 School, Lewis Tyson and Ariel Hill. Gilchrist Elementary School, Dominic Scott and Harshini Sathin Kumar. From Hartsfield Magnet School for International Studies, Chelsea Bonds and Rawlings Holmes. Hawks Rise Elementary School, Layla McClendon and Veer Patel. Killarn Lakes Elementary School, Sean Dominy and Ethan Perry. From Oak Ridge Elementary School, Allie Brooks and Caden Williams. From Pineview Elementary School, Janaya Aguilar and Denaya Williams. From John G. Riley Elementary School, Kennel Mullins and Demaya Gallen. From Roberts Elementary School, Caleb Tucson and Quincy Griffin Jr.
Come on, Quincy Griffin Jr. That's my pastor's son.
And from Lillian C. Rudiger Elementary School, Ivana Sharkirov and Tyler Coleman.
That point is tripping.
And from Sable Palm Elementary School, Bailey Williams, Sarah Fish. From Sealy Elementary Math and Science Magnet School, Philip Hayes and Justice Sharif Williams. From Springwood Elementary School, Renard Smith and Ashlyn David. From Kate Sullivan Elementary School, Grant Domingos and Ryan Davis. W.T. Moore Elementary School, Alyssa Sumlin and Matthew Cannon. Yeah, okay, I see him. And rounding out our elementary honorees from Woodville K-8 School, Ayana Anthony and Nerea Williams. Let's give all of our elementary Dr. Melinda Jackson James Dreamers and Doers a round of applause. And parents, we know you're excited about taking photos, so you can also go over to the side too and snap pictures. And at this time, we would like our middle, high school, and special sites students and administrators to line up. And make sure you please bring your certificate with you.
Good job. Just fine. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start. Did I turn something on? Oh, sorry, I hit the button by mistake. We're going to go ahead and start with our Dr. Kathleen Rogers honorees, our Dreamers and Doers honorees, Elizabeth Cobb Middle School. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Really? I'm sorry. Zion Pettyhome, Amir Peyton Hassan from the Elizabeth Cobb Middle School. From Deer Lake Middle School, Joshua Hill and Samuel Carter. We're going to give the awardees a few minutes to line up with the administration. Ready? Okay, from the Fairview Middle School, Angelique McGriff and Matthew Magaloni from Fairview Middle School. From the Fort Braden K-8 School, Delcit Hernandez and Afrin Nunez Posada. You did it already? You did? Oh.
And we're also going to bring up from Fort Braden, Lewis Tyson and Ariel Hill as well.
Oh, you didn't do it before. Okay. Okay. From Griffin Middle School, Jashelle Barber and Rashawn Smith. From the William J. Mumford Middle School, Sierra Stevens and Dietrich Scott. From the R. Frank Nims Middle School, Sean Dior and Sierra Smith. From Augusta Raw Middle School, Caleb Prado and Laisha Frazier Harris. From the Swift Creek Middle School, Layla Areno and Israel Herring. From the Lawton Childs High School, Yasmin Blyton and Jose Leach. From the Amos P. Godby High School, Timothy Hunter and Tatiana Cassius. From Leon High School, Camille Friel and Victoria McQueen. It's my cousin, y'all. From Lincoln High School, Tristan Akins and Nia Sampson. From the James X. Rickers High School, Jayla Gordon and Tyson McClellan. From Sale High School, Chanel Thomas and Michael Paris. From Florida A&M University Developmental Research School, Ashlyn Cooper and Elena Cooper. From the Florida State University School, Donovan Parrish, Ezekiel Wyan, Tiana McGee, and Kennedy Lowe. Wait. Hey! Congratulations! Leon Virtual School, from Leon Virtual School, Boston Edgerson. Again, from Leon Virtual School, Boston Edgerson. From Success Academy at the Gasvini Learning Center, Sean McDade and Yasmin Strong. From Tallahassee School of Art, Math, and Science, Malaysia Jackson and Aubrey Delmonico. Yes, you ready? The School of Arts and Science at the Center, Josiah Barnes and Sophia Oberlin. And from the School of Arts and Science on Thomasville Road, Michael Ariado and Josiah Santiago. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all of our honorees a round of applause. Is he ready? Where'd he go?
All right, as we, can we give all our dreamers and doers another round of applause before we get up? And so as we close this morning's program, I'd like to thank you all again. Just briefly, I'm finishing up, just briefly. So as we close this program, we'd like to invite the community out on Monday. On Monday, we'll be having our annual Martin Luther King celebration, our 39th annual Martin Luther King celebration. So at 9:00 a.m. at the CK Steel Plaza, which is at the bus depot, at the Star Metro Depot, we'll be having our program at the CK Steel at 9:00 a.m. Stanley. At 9:00 a.m., our speaker will be Dr. Tiffany Packer. We'll march from the CK Steel Plaza to the Capitol, and at the Capitol, we'll have our speakers, Darryl Parks, and we'll also have Chuck Hobbs as a speaker, and we'll also have musical selections and everything at the Capitol as well. And following the program at the Capitol will be the citywide parade that will go through downtown. So we're asking everybody to come. It's 9:00 on Monday morning, and dress warm because it's going to be a little chilly. So as we close, we'd like to thank everybody for coming again. I'll be remiss without acknowledging the planning committee for this event. They worked very, very hard. Excuse me. They worked very, very hard in order to put this event together. So I want to acknowledge Adner Marcelin from the NAACP. Adner put in a lot of effort in order to help get this plan, as well as the Monday events plan. Dr. Michelle Gale, she was acknowledged already, but I want to acknowledge Dr. Michelle Gale and the Leon County School Board, all the administration and everything from you all. So thank you all again, and I have to run and do a deposition, but Rocky Hanna is going to close it out.
How about a round of applause for Attorney Akbar? Hey, y'all are awake now. Now you finally wake up, right? We recognize the students, and I know they're excited to get back to school, and y'all are excited to get back to work. How about another round of applause for our amazing students, our dreamers and doers from 2024? Our future. Again, I can't thank you enough. And finally, how about another round of applause for Jessica Yeary, our public defender. Woo! And as Jessica said in the famous words of Dr. King, the time is always right to do what is right. Right is not always easy, but doing the right thing is always the right thing to do. God bless you, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.